Okay, so we got some more Champions League games, and it is Trentino versus Ziraat Bankasi. I haven't really been able to watch much of Ziraat Bankasi, but it's a Turkish team. Well, they're based in Turkey. They got Matt Anderson. They got Trevor Clevenot. So two ballers on the outside. We got this guy, Matt Witter. I think it's like Witter or something. Matt. He's from the Netherlands. And then Stern, he's from Slovenia. It looks like he just serving spec. Um, I mean, these guys. This is a crazy roster. Honestly, they're pretty dang stacked. With one of the best players of all time, and then also Trevor Clevenot, who is really good right now, gold medalist. Then you got Trentino. They got Michielletto. That's his guy, or that's their guy. Raikuki, Lavia, some Italian players, really good players. Gabby Garcia as well. Looks like he's serving spec as well. We're gonna have a good game. It's a five-setter. It's a long one. I think Trentino won this. Wow, which I'm a little bit surprised by, if I'm being honest, because it's pretty dang stacked roster over here with Ziraat Bankasi. Who's the server here? Yeni Pizarro. I assume he is. I think he is the setter. Yeah, okay, he's the setter. And yeah, this guy, this opposite right here, that guy's from the Netherlands. And then, if you don't know who Matt Anderson is, then you're living under a rock in the volleyball world. Like he's the GOAT in my opinion. He's the GOAT, greatest of all time. Tall outside, who's able to pass. He went to Penn State. He's American. Gotta love that. And I think this middle is from Turkey. A lot of guys from Turkey on this team, because it's a team based in Turkey, of course. But yeah, yep. They run a really fast offense with this guy. Like really fast. And it gets him a solo block, but it just forces him. He's older, so maybe that's what they want. It doesn't really allow him to be extremely athletic if they're just going fast tempo, but it makes sense with like an older guy who's kind of not at his peak anymore. Yeah, Anderson, this run, it's smooth. He doesn't have to get up super high because he's just lanky anyways. He's tall. Yeah. Michielletto, that's a nice serve. Lefty. Anderson keeps it alive. Let's see here. Look at this little pop right here. I saw something earlier today about setters like setting on the way up. And it looks like this is what he does. It looks like some people mess up and they set on their way down, but it's easier to hit someone's window if you're jumping and moving upward as you're setting that ball. You see what I'm saying? So jump upward. Yeah, that's really nice. It's a really nice pop route. Still get him at his peak, and then it's just gone. That's gonna be a kill all day. Where's Raikuki from? I forget. Is he? No, he's not German. He's from. I can't remember where he's from. I cannot remember where he's from. Big right side though. He's played at Perugia. He's played here with Trentino. He might be Italian. I'm not sure. But as a middle, I say this a lot. You're gonna have to hit balls like this sometimes, just to make sure that you hit the angle that you need. You watch Simone. Simone's one of the best middles of all time. No two arm swings of his are the same. I swear. Not a single. He has a different arm swing almost every single time. This is a really nice float, really nice spin because it's a high toss. So you can't tell that he's gonna float it until here, until he opens his hand there and slows down, and then he really just pops it right over the net. He doesn't need to add that much to it. Gives him the free ball there. Bang. And if you have that space, hitting the edge of the block there is really nice. It's gonna help you out. It's gonna give you a good opportunity. It's gonna be really hard for that blocker to not get tooled if you're aiming for here. It's really a good spot. You can get a lot of kills off of that. This tempo, it's still like, it's real flat. It's a flat tempo. It's not super high. He doesn't really jump that high. He just hits the ball hard. Just fast, hits the ball hard. Into the angles. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the guy. He obviously seems like he's a bit older. Maybe that's the whole thing about Turkey is they have a lot of older teams. I think Halkbank Ankara, however, it's pretty young. I'll have to check one of their games out as well. And I mean, these games, I live for these games, honestly. Like the different leagues clashing against each other, just different teams in those leagues. You know, like it's fun to see because those are like the best teams in the world. You know, the ones that are in Champions League. It's a really nice cover by this libero. I mean, like he's got to come over and he's staying on his toes the whole time. He's staying moving, and he just lifts the ball high, finds a way. Oh yeah, this is nice. This is sauce, and it's good that he's squared up. See how he's squared up to this middle? So he's squared up like perfectly backwards to where he wants to set, and it just makes it way easier. You know, if your back is to that middle, but you're still trying to go over one of your shoulders, it's just a higher chance of you making an error on that set. You know, just a higher chance of you missing it. But if you go square and then it's just you focus on just going perfect, boom, then you're good. This route has worked multiple times now, and this is why I think middles should run their fronts, their ones, whatever, like this, where they're coming at an angle and floating into it a bit, because you could also pop off it. Like you could jump backwards from this, but you could also jump forward. You know? So look how he jumps over and he's just gone. He's just lost. And just a little bit of angle on whatever approach that you're taking, it just adds a little bit of something to it. Like a right click, he's trying to get around that ball, gets his hands on the ball, flicks it back in. Really important when that ball's tight. If someone's trying to swipe you, if you're playing against a player that does a lot of swipes, does a lot of tips like that, keep your eyes on the ball so that you can like track it and get your hands on it so you're not getting tooled a bunch. Lavia tips it into the bucket. You know, this one's an underrated tip. It really is. You got a good block against you. If you can reach above it, tip over top of it into the bucket, huge. Get you a lot of kills. Michielletto, he's a unicorn, man. He's a unicorn in sport. Clevenot. You know, Clevenot, it was interesting to watch the battle between Clevenot and Luauti for that starting 0-2 spot in the Olympics. I think they're both really good at outsides. It's just they're similar, but they each have like a slight strength in their own ways. Look at how calm he is through this. He gets to that ball and then he's just calm, just lifts that ball. That comes with experience, of course, but if you can be calm and like loose, not stiff while you're trying to pass the ball, it's going to help you a ton. You're going to be so much cleaner. Everything that you do is just going to be cleaner if you're loose. Good awareness of the situation. Obviously, he sees here. He's expecting this guy to get set, of course, but then he sees this weird play, adapts to it, finds a way to do something good, and then he gets a point off of it. You know, there's going to be weird situations. You just have to be able to see it and quickly say, oh, okay, maybe I got to do this for our team, you know? Good pass. Ripped it cross, right clicky. Yeah. Let's see this middle move real quick. And you know, this middle's a little bit late here. Let's see why. You know, he's a little bit late here, but like, it's a perfect pass. I would rather have this than him guessing and then not be anywhere, because right here, on contact. He's still taking a little bit away. It's better than nothing. Some block is better than no block. I guess it's pretty simple there, but I think he was patient there. I think he waited. It was just a good swing. The thing is, on perfect passes as a middle, you're not going to be able to put up a huge block every time, and you're going to have to just accept, okay, I want to take away him taking a bad swing. If he takes a bad swing, I want to be there so that I can kind of benefit off of that, Michielletto. And as a lefty, as a lefty outside, that's a tough angle to take right there. Ball's coming from down here. Ball's coming from off the net. It's a tough angle to take. Really nice swing. He deserves that one. That one, let's see that one more time. Holy crap, that's a really nice swing. If I'm being completely honest, I don't even know what notes I'd have of how he did that. I don't even know. I don't know what things make it easier for him to do that. I think just keeping the ball in front of him makes it easier for him to do that, but dude's just a unicorn. So cheating here. Why are they cheating here? Okay, so he takes this ball. Matt Anderson doesn't think that he's an option anymore. Is that reverse? Is he back row? He's back row. Maybe it would have been good, but if he's my only note would say if he's doing this, push this middle over, put two people in front of Michielletto, have Matt Anderson take this middle alone instead of both of these guys kind of a half block, because maybe then this guy doesn't get OT'd there, Floater, quick with the hands again, quick. They're doing the weird rotation when they're all stacked over here, having him run over. Yeah, this guy's he's not jumping that high. I mean, you see that he's not jumping that high, but he's just going fast and hitting an angle, And look at how fast that Michielletto has to block there too. His block move had to be pretty fast just to make sure he's up, Shoot. Yeah, and now he has a high ball, and he has a block that's way bigger than the other ones that when it's a fast tempo, and he gets blocked because of it. I mean, he doesn't hit enough of an angle there, if I'm being honest, but still, seems like that dude just needs a fast tempo. I don't know who he is, if I'm being honest. I really don't. I've never seen him play, I don't think. I want to see this swing by Clevenot again real quick. Right on top of the tape. Sharp, real sharp. He's got a little swagger. The French guys all got some swagger to them. They stare some people down after they score. I like that. I think that's beautiful for the game. I think it's fun. I think it's good. Clevenot gets caught here. He's no longer an option. If you really wanted to, you could have Matt Anderson come over and hit this A ball or C ball, whatever you call it, right in the 5 spot. But how necessary really is that? It maybe changes the block a very small amount, but hitting that pipe is a good option. And Matt Anderson is the best option on that one too, because he had the biggest runway. This stuff right here is what is best for teams, because Clevenot's not in a situation where he can score. Okay, ball's kind of tight, ball's kind of low. He's not in a situation where he can score. Boom, he tips it, he swipes, he gets another swing for them, and they can find a score off of that. You gotta be able to change your mindset from, oh, I really want to score, to, okay, what's best for my team? Because first of all, yeah, what's best for your team is you scoring. But then if you are in a terrible situation where it's really hard for you to score, then you got to do what's best for your team and recycle it or put the other team under pressure or something like that, Anderson. Matt Anderson gets a field goal here. That'll happen. He went way too wide with his hands. You know, I really don't like it when that happens to me, where I go too wide. But it's also so fun to get a block when you're kind of wide like that. You know, it's good stuff. Good adjustment by Matt Anderson here. Seeing that the ball's inside. Seeing that's a bit low. You're not going to be able to take a good swing. Again, puts the team under pressure. And, like, I would consider this just putting the team under pressure because it's not like trying to score 100%, you know? This is him challenging the defense, and obviously the defense failed there, you know? The defense crumbled, so to speak. 25-25, let's see what happens. 26-25, Ziraat. Oof, hello. Really nice pass by this libero here. In the opposite seam, too. Really nice. And liberos, you really should be aggressive in your seams. Really should. It takes so much stress off the outside that I mean, it's your job. You know, like your job is to dime some balls and get some digs up. Really nice serve by Matt Anderson here. Beautiful. I mean, it's not like a true chop. He just kind of cuts it a little extra there. Gets an ace to finish that first set. Matt Anderson, you know, like, he's a nice passer, man. Obviously, that's not like the craziest serve, but like his long arms, look at how far he can reach. It just makes it so much easier for him to have range when he's passing, you know. And like, obviously, he still has to be able to make the right angles, cushion it at the right time, and do all that stuff. But he has so much range as a passer because he's just so lanky, you know. And this one's right on his center line here. Jumps up a bit to get it right on the platform. Hey. And you know, sometimes you have to be okay with like swinging a bit wide because people will play it, you know. Getting past these blockers is so much more important than going around these guys or like swinging in the court, you know. Obviously, if you're just swinging 10 feet out of bounds, it's not going to help you, but you guys understand, I think. Because, like, a lot of times, if it's close, people are going to play it on defense, you know? And if they're not, then you can, like, if they're not going to risk it, then you should really just be safe and make sure you swing it in the court. But, like, so many people will just play it if it's near them. It's like your first enemy, so to speak, is that block. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Look how high he stays here. Obviously, it's Michielletto. But I'm just saying it's going to give you a good chance. Way out of bounds here. Floater on a Clevenot. I mean, this Ziraat team is a good passing team. I mean, both of these guys can really handle themselves well in the passing. And then you got your libero, he's a libero, so it's his job to pass well. So, and again, this is the same thing with that like pop, or that maybe that fly route you might want to call it, where he jumps towards the setter. You know, same type of thing, because it just gives you a bit of momentum towards one way. Yeah, it's real nice. This is such a good serve. It's such a good serve, man. It's a really nice pass, of course. It's Lavia, but it's still just a very nice serve. And, you know, maybe he wants to get it a bit flatter, so they'll, like, make it go over the net a little bit lower, you know, but it's still, the contact is the most important part of that reverse float. He might be over on that. He's so close. It's so hard to tell. I mean, it looks like his foot is right on that line there, but who knows? It's hard to tell. But the dude has to be very disciplined and make sure he's swinging high on Michielletto, because Micheletto's going to have a big block even if he's just standing there. But, like, right here, This is what I'm talking about with like Matt Anderson's range as a passer. Is boom. He barely has to move over. He doesn't really have to like push a ton with this foot. Like a smaller guy like this would have to push off of this right foot to get over there. But he pretty much just has to turn and lean, and boom, he's right there. Oof. When that ball dies inside, it's really important as a right side attacker to make sure that you're getting your feet all the way, like you're getting far enough to where this ball is still in front of your right arm. So then you can choose to go sharp cross when that ball is inside, or you can choose to like get around that ball and take it line, because swinging it normal cross when it dies like that is probably going to get you blocked most of the time, unless you're high, unless you can go OT on somebody. Yeah, like, and I mean, going OT on somebody is much easier when you're going cross. So, like, it depends on how big the block is. But, like, if you need to go around the ball or around the block and you can't go over it because, I don't know, you're undersized or whatever it may be, then you have to go sharp cross or around the block on the line. Because that normal cross is just going to get taken away from you, usually. Unless that block is not moving in at all, you know? I don't know who this guy is, but I don't know. Not sure. Not sure at all. Oh, shoot. Where's his brother? I don't know. Turkey's got some ballers in their country, though. Like, Turkey loves volleyball, man. Which is kind of crazy, because I'm pretty sure it's a very small country. I could be wrong. I don't know. As far as I know, it's a smaller country. It's in the Balkan region. And, I mean, they just love volleyball, man. I mean, their league pays a decent amount. Their league's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Oh. Where is he running? Where is this guy running? The setter takes a very weird route. He runs towards the ball instead of towards the target there. And then he's just late and hits the net and gets all screwed up. That was a weird one. I don't understand why he did that. I want to see this pass one more time. And I mean, this is a tough pass to take because, I mean, it's a big serve by Michielletto. It's a lefty cut. It's a weird one. Yeah, that's too many contacts. Like right there, right here, if Michielletto can hit down that line, that's really tough to take. Because that cut of his is going over here, so like this is what teams would usually do on him. But then if he can just go a little bit wrist away, like you don't want to go too much wrist away, but just a little bit. Wrist away, I would aim towards here if you're trying to do that on a serve. But yeah, it's a nice serve. And of course they have to drop and back and pass 4 on that one. And you know, like if you can run a faster tempo, this is what you'll do to people. Like Lavia's not able to get up and be super physical. And I mean, against these blockers here, he's going to have to go faster tempo because he's going to need to kind of even the playing field, so to speak. The only thing with a faster tempo is the faster tempo takes some options away as well. Who hit the net? I think he hit the net. But like a faster tempo usually, as long as you still have a pretty evenly spread offense, the blockers are going to be putting up worse blocks. Okay. But a fast tempo also kind of takes away some of the hitting options as well, because you know it's just fast. You have to decide quicker. And usually you're not able to get on top of that ball and get as high as possible. And like, I mean, setters, there's not that many setters that are really good at hitting a very fast tempo. Like, I'm talking way faster than this, you know? And, like, another thing you want to think about, too, with the fast tempo, let me see if I can give you guys a scenario right here, show you one, is, like, the amount of time that a ball is in your window, so to speak. So, like, the ball is in his window for a few frames here. He could hit it anywhere out of those, okay? But then a faster tempo, that ball is going to be in your window for much less time, which means you have to, first of all, you have to decide quicker, but also you have to swing quicker, and, like, you just have to go. Yeah. And also, another kind of downside to, definite downside to going a faster tempo is you can't adjust to that ball. So, like, right here, Matt Anderson can kind of see where that ball is, jump towards it or whatever. But if it's going like a super fast tempo, the only adjustment you can make is with your arms while you're in the air. You know, like, you can the only adjustment you can make is your arm swing and stuff like that. Ooh, that's a rough cover there. He goes for the reuse, doesn't work. Like I mean, right here, if he's going fast tempo here, or sorry, high tempo. Sorry, I had to turn on my brightness. It was getting weird. Like, if he's setting this ball this high, Matt Anderson can wait on this foot here, this anti-penultimate step. And then wherever that ball is, he can take these 2 steps to that ball instead of what he did. So right here, he doesn't do that. He goes too quick, messes up his footwork, and then he's obviously not able to get his feet to the ball and jump as high as possible. So we got 22-21, Trentino. Like, again, that same type of pop route, or sorry, fly route, we should say. And again, this blocker is not really able to square up on him. It's a good thing that Clevenot's helping here, you know, but that middle's not able to really square up on that middle and put up a good solo block. You know, you kind of relying on the help from your pin blockers, which you don't want to have to be forced to do that, you know. So I like that fly route, I like that pop route, I like the routes that are kind of in between the 2 blockers and stuff like that. 24-23. 2 pass, gets him out of the system. This is what I'm talking about right here. See, he's off of this step, he's getting his feet to the ball, taking a good swing. Ooh, we got him? Oh, he must have gotten this middle finger here. Wow, that's a close one. Float serve. Oh my gosh, we're missing serves. Yeah, we gotta fix that. As a male species, we gotta fix that, man. Whoa. Yeah, that's getting called. At this level, this right here, definitely getting called. Which is, yeah, you know, but yeah, they're not happy about it, but I'd say that's fair enough. It makes sense. I think this guy is their... No, is that their center? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if he's staring down the ref here or what, but I like him. I like him feeding Michielletto here, letting him go get his get back, you know? And is he staring down this ref here or what? He's staring him down a bit. Ay. See, I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's really a point in trash talking a ref. I don't know. Look at how aggressive he takes this approach. I feel like so many middles, because they aren't allowed to drift in some of their routes, they don't take their approach like an outside would. You know, like, I feel like an outside's not taking any of their physicality away, like a middle, since they're approaching kind of straight up, then they kind of take some of their athleticism away. That's why I think a step or a push, whatever you want to call it, or what they call it here in Denmark is a spøjte. But like kind of a diagonal route just allows that middle to be more athletic than a straight up route that's just like stable and stuff like that. Because right here, like you kind of see it a little bit. It's not really easy to see, but like you see right here, he jumps straight up, and like he's not allowed to drift or anything. He drifts a little bit, but like he's not really supposed to. But like allowing yourself to jump a little bit diagonal so that you're not really trying to limit your athleticism or whatever. Great ace to finish that for that second set, by the way. But let's see. Like right here, you kind of see him slow down when he's jumping, right? Because he's trying to make sure, because he has so much momentum going this way, and he's taking some of his momentum away by trying to slow himself down to jump straight up instead. And I mean, that's why I like the diagonal routes, the fly routes, the pop routes, whatever you want to call them, because I think it just allows that middle to use all of their athleticism instead of trying to slow himself down a bit. And I mean, you can't always do it, but I definitely think it can make a difference sometimes. Nice. And I've said this before. Oh, that's it. No, oh gosh. I see. Alright, that's cool. Gotcha. Okay, come on. Go. Okay. Okay. Gotta use some editing skills to get that back. Okay. But I've said this before. I'll say it again. When you're setting this run here, okay, this route, set it through the window. Okay, so like if he doesn't touch it, it's going close to the outside, and the outside can keep it in pretty much. But like the reason for that is because it just gives these guys less time. But what that requires from this middle is that he has to pick it off, so to speak. He has to hit it while it's going through. Okay, and also setting it one-handed, it makes it easier to set that one-handed on a ball like that if you're thinking about throwing it through that window instead of trying to lob it into that window. You know what I mean? So, yeah. This right side, I think in this rotation they've tried to serve this route right here a ton because this guy's running through might cause a little bit of confusion, but they're handling it well. They really are. And you know, like he had to kind of, I don't know what would the word be, kind of scrunch his body a bit so that he could hit that at the right angle. But you're gonna have to move your body. You're gonna have to adjust your positioning so that you can make sure that you're giving yourself a good opportunity to go around that block. Same thing. And now they're just having Michielletto stand out here and standing. Oh my gosh, standing block. This is standing block, bro. This is crazy. Whatever. Son of a gun. But this right here, if you're making a move like this, I would rather he press over the net and not drift into it and not try and close it and block here than do this right here and have him not press over the net and then get all weird stuff. Because I mean, these guys might be able to dig that. Yeah, I mean, it seems like he might. But, yeah, like it just kind of ruins the flow of it if you're not pressing over the net. Because, again, like I've said this in a few videos now, if you get hit, what happens? And if he's not pressing like he did in that last one, then that's not good, you know? Like, if he gets hit like he just did, then that's not the outcome you want. So you got to think of it like that a little bit. And this is a really nice connection here. He's falling away from the middle. And he sees him turning, throwing his hands into it. And he says, oh, shoot. I thought he was sent out here. Really nice. Falling away, throwing it to that middle, lobbing it in there. And see, with a set like this, you have to lob it in there so that it's in his window for a little while. You know, like he could hit it at any point. If he would have started his arm swing sooner, then he probably could hit it right here, from there to there. From there to there, probably. It probably would have been here now. He still could have hit it. Okay, he could have waited. And he even did wait on that one, but that one like stayed in his window for a little while. Okay, but if you're setting a faster tempo or a run like this one's kind of lobbed into it, and it gives this blocker too much time. Yeah. It gives that blocker just a bit too much time there. And it's just the small details, because it only really accounts for a millisecond. Like it accounts for a few milliseconds, you know, but that makes a big difference. It's a long time, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got a spin serve from Clevenot. He reverse floats it, of course. He's done it almost every single time. If they're not ready for it, then that's just on them. They're just not thinking. It's a nice serve, though. It's a really nice serve. But they're siding out on it, honestly. Yeah, I think, I would really not like to pass that ball, but it's a nice, like, they're siding out on it, and they're figuring it out. This is an interesting route. He's so far from him here, so that's a really impressive ball that he finds his window on. And I mean, you can see this too. Like, I think this is really impressive for him to be able to find that window. But look how he finishes his body. He finishes to the window so much. He focuses on the finish. Like, if you think of a basketball player, just like holding their follow through, you know? Like, I don't know if a lot of you play basketball, probably not. But like, when you're shooting, you want to hold that follow through, you know? Yeah. I mean, it just helps him ensure that it's going to the right spot. And I mean, he even does it when he's back setting too. And it's only for a quick second, because it goes through his hands quick. But you have to think about finishing both of your hands to wherever that window is. Like right here, this is another great example of it. Finish your hands to that window. Like, he's setting, like, wherever your hands finish, that's where the ball's going. Straight up. That's where the ball's going. So we got 9-7. Float serve. He takes it. Yeah, I don't mind him taking this one. He might as well. I mean, you're running through anyways. And then he gets roofed. Yeah, you know, and I mean, it's tough, because when you're going against a huge block like Michielletto, with a guy who's lost a lot of his athleticism over the years, probably, you know, the fast tempo is tempting. Again, same thing, goes through the window. Maybe this could even be a little bit faster. You know, I would expect it to be faster. But he's lost some athleticism over the years. He's going against a really big block. The fast tempo is really tempting, because like, you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna take his athleticism away, but like, with how lanky he is, his standing block is still, his arms are just so long that his standing block is still so aggressive. So like, his adjustment to, like, if he swing blocks every time, yeah, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be able to mess him up and stuff like that with the tempo. But if he's able to just stand in front of you and do it, then the fast tempo is not really going to do enough. You got 13-10, Trentino. You know, I am surprised. You know, I feel like if this guy had a better game, they probably could have pulled it out and won it, but I don't know. And look at the spacing from the net on here. He has so much spacing from the net, and it just allows him to finish his hand through the ball, finish his swing without hitting the net. And that means that he can swing wherever the heck he wants. But, yeah, I mean, against a blocker like Michielletto, you want to just change your stuff up a lot. I feel like that's the best option for you, is to just change what you're doing constantly. You know, change what route you're going on constantly, so he can't make an adjustment. So he's second guessing what he's doing, and so he can't get comfortable, and like, yeah, it just confuses him, so that he's not putting up the same block twice, or like working on putting up better blocks every time. You know, if you're running the same thing every time, then it's just going to be, oh, okay, this isn't working. Okay, I'm going to change it. I mean, if as long as you're playing against a pretty good player. I like this guy, Bidiarhan. I like him. He's an athletic guy. Ooh. That's a nice swing. It's a good swing. We're in the third set here. This is going to be a long video. If you don't like the long videos, I'm sorry, but it's Champions League volleyball. It's good volleyball. Michielletto. Look at this. And I mean, the reason that this like crazy looking move works is because he's getting so much space. He's getting his body, his actual physical body, away from the ball, so that his arms can do the talking. You know, his arms can do the angling, stuff like that, so that he can make space between him and the ball. You know, Anderson keeps that ball away, just slapping it high. I don't mind it. Anderson, he's almost 40 years old, chipping it off the hands, still doing what he's doing. He's the LeBron of, you know, I get caught with this all the time as I'm diving line like this and they swing into the 6. I get caught with that so often. Personally, I have to dive line far less than what I'm doing, because a lot of the time I see this ball getting in front of you and I'm thinking, okay, he's going line. But then you swing into the 6 and I probably could take that ball away. And like, I would rather trust my libero to get that line ball than trust my 6-spot defender to get that 6-spot swing, because nobody's expecting that swing. Yeah, it's tough, and it's a problem for me. And I mean, I assume it's probably a problem for some of you guys too. This is a really good. I mean, if you can do it, if you can contact it this high, I mean, for us righties, if we can do it with our left hand, why not? If we're on the right side, if we're a righty on the right side, if you can do it and contact it that high, why not? It's a really nice swing. Just to add that in your arsenal, you know. I mean, Michielletto's just going OT on people. He's just going OT. Of course he is. He's a beast. Like, this is a quick tempo. He has to be up quick. Make his decisions quick. Let's see what step he's on. Yeah. It's a quick one. That's that Stjern guy. Where was he from? Slovenia. Stjern is from Slovenia. He serves back right there. Come on, buddy. You gotta pass that. You gotta dime this one. See, the thing is, with this big of a serve, if he gives you one right in your lap, you gotta take care of it. That's the one you gotta dime. Like, the rest of them, getting a 2-pass is like, okay, we're chilling. But if it's right in your lap, I expect you to dime it, you know? It's a really good serve, though. I'll be honest. It's a good serve. I'm probably not diming that ball. Okay? Really nice defense here. Look at right here. Okay? Look at right here. Palms are up. Let's see, on here. Palms are up. Palms are up. He's waiting for the ball. And then when that ball goes to, let's say it is pretty much going right at his left knee, he just throws his hands right there, cups it, scoops it right there. I was talking to somebody about scooping the other day. It's just, you hear palms up and then throw your hands at the ball and scoop upward. You know, that's my best advice for it. I'm not a pro at it, but that's what I've learned. And I mean, if Dustin Watton, if you're watching in the comments and you want to throw a few notes about how to scoop in there, please do, because I don't know nearly enough. I only know what I see from your Instagram videos, man. Everybody's going OT. Yeah, I mean, Trentino is the epitome of Italian volleyball, I'd say. Just a bunch of lanky dudes who can hit the ball real hard and play really well. Gabby Garcia with a bomb of a serve there. Gabby Garcia, it was cool to see him playing right side for a while, but he lost his spot to Rykliki. I don't know if it was inconsistency or what. Look at the movement on this serve, though. Really nice. Good turn. Beautiful turn. And again, spacing from the net allows you to do this, okay? Spacing on the net, letting that ball be in front of you instead of on top of you is going to allow you to do this, okay? Because this ball is slightly in front of him, okay? It's a perfect balance of, like, if I reach my hand up, straight up, put it forward just an inch, and think about the ball being right in front of my hand. That's where I want to be contacting the ball. So I can, wherever I want, okay? Let's do this one more time. That's for the fourth set, or sorry, that's for the third set. Gosh, these games are going to take forever. That's okay. I'm okay with it. I'm excited. I'm excited to watch these games, so I don't even care how long it takes. Perfect. Kablam. Perfect. A little short serve. Not a bad idea to throw some of those in each game. Ooh, hello, middle. And you don't, on a solo block like this, I'm not mad at someone running in like this on a solo block. On a double block, I am. On a double block, assume that they're going to be disciplined, okay? Because they have to be. If it's a good double block, they have to be disciplined. But on a solo block, you can get away with a lot more, you know? So on a solo block, I'm okay with defense doing whatever the heck they want, doing whatever they think is right, just reading the play. Michielletto, run the offense. Is he back row? Yeah, he's back row here. That would have been funny if he was dumping it or something. And you know, I do this a little step right here on like balls where it's kind of out of system. Just a little bit of a step so you can jump a bit higher, especially against a team like this. You have to. But wow, that's a nice block. Ziraat Bankasi is up 2-1 in sets right now. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they didn't finish this game out, but gosh, that's good stuff. And like, he passes this a bit in front of him. I think maybe this guy's trying to take him out. I think Labia is maybe trying to take him out of the pipe option. But he just rocks backward, gets a little momentum off that right foot, and then just a 3-step approach right there. Arm swing, contacting it. Oh my gosh. Look at the speed on that arm swing. You can't even see it. Holy crap. He blasted that puppy. That's beautiful stuff. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And like that right there, it looks like his arm is just like loose. So loose, and it's just, you know, like a bullwhip can travel at the speed of sound or something like that, can't it? You know, if this middle here is selling out on this guy, like committing on him, he's got to be early on it. If you're committing as a middle, if you're committing on the middle, be early. Okay? Like obviously don't be too early, but don't be late if you're like planning on committing on a perfect pass. And then a perfect pass comes. Don't be late on it. Like that's just dumb. Really dumb. Setter takes first ball, the barrel takes second. Puts it inside. Goes OT. I mean, this is a cross swing, but it's OT, so it's okay. Somewhat cross. And he leaves this really far inside. You know, and I mean, if he's big enough to do it, that's chill. That's chill. Yeah, I'm not gonna critique that at all. But you guys saw how he got his feet in there. And look at the change in footwork from Matt Anderson here. He's going here, and then he says, okay, no, it's too tight. I'm just to do a hop step here. Goes off 2 feet to get his feet to the ball, and then tries to reuse, goes off the hands, and then Lavia is just there to get it. Tall people, man. Being tall is OT or OP in volleyball, man. Like right here, yeah, you gotta be much better if you're short, man. You gotta be much smarter. You gotta be much more talented if you're shorter. It's brutal. Yeah, they save it. I mean, I don't know what Lavia is expecting here. If this ball is coming from here, okay, ball's coming from here, he's approaching straight to the net and turning from this way to the net. Does Lavia really think that he's going to swing on him? Okay. If you said yes, then that's a terrible idea. Okay. He cannot take a powerful swing from this angle over here unless he does something purely magnificent. Okay. This is absolutely it. If he's the only power swing that he can really take from turning from this way to this way is down the line, and he obviously cannot take it sharp cross. So like, if you're this defender, run in, grab tips. You got to be able to read the play. That's Lavia all day. Look at the movement on that puppy. Kabam. Sliced it. And you know, this one's like a really good mix between going through the window but also giving him a slight bit of time. You know, this is a really nice tempo. I like that a lot. Because it's in his window for as long as possible without compromising pressure on the block. You know, that's a really nice tempo to that 3 or that dis, whatever you call it. Oh my gosh. Middles, be able to play defense. Don't freak out. Everybody needs to play defense, man. Out of bounds. We got 10-8. We got Trentino up. 10-9 now. Trentino up. Another missed serve. Yeah, Matt Anderson's a nice passer, man. Yeah, and I mean, when this middle sees how aggressively this guy approaches, it just forces him to kind of check it, you know, to like see. And then that's what makes him not close there and gets in that point. You know, so that's huge for that middle to like be able to fake people out because he's going hard every time. You know, there's going to be, as a middle, you're going to jump and then have the ball go somewhere else so many times. There's memes about it, of course, but still. And this is the same thing where you're diving line and you're compromising more cross. You know, this is a nice swing anyways, but still. If you're able to stop yourself as a blocker and take that cross instead and trust your libero, it's good. It's good for you. I gotta do that more. And this one, another part about why it's important to make sure you're throwing it through the window a little bit is because then it's less of a chance of it dying inside like this. It's easier to hit it. It's easier to think about just throwing it through the window. Is ball alive? Michielletto is hitting it from there, jumping backwards, and he's hitting it like a high school player still, you know? At the height of what a high school player would be hitting it at. Come on. Chases it. Gets on that route immediately. I assume he turns himself around. Still gets up there. And I'd say this is a good transition by Matt Anderson here. But right here, you see him connect his hands. You don't want to connect early. On defense, look at this. Look at these hands. Look at these hands. Disconnect, disconnect, disconnect. Connected. And then when he's trying to go one-handed, he has to disconnect to put that one hand up there. And if he was already disconnected, I think he might have gotten that dig. But don't connect your hands early on defense. And that goes for serve receive as well. But I think if you saw that libero, you can rewind if you really want to, but you saw his hands literally palm up, ready to go anywhere, you know? And again, like this, you've seen this a few times. You're not going to get a ton of situations to do this, but Michielletto sees it. He sees this guy's in here, transitions over, takes there. It's just good stuff. Just good volleyball IQ. Off the hands here. Yeah, Labia has to just be aggressive there. It's good. I mean, that's just a good block touch, good dig. Good transition by Matt Anderson there. And, I would say this is slightly not optimal transition, because I would have loved it if he continued to run like this and then rounded out to his right instead of to opening to his left. Like you turn your back away from the ball, but you don't ruin a lot of your momentum. Like right here, he has to change his momentum, and he's like falling backwards now. But if you turn to the right and like just be okay with turning your back to the ball for a little bit, then you can just continue straight and you don't lose any momentum. Like look at how he slows down here. He doesn't have to slow down if he does that. I mean, that really becomes important if that ball is like a quicker ball, that dig isn't as high. If that dig's super high, you can pretty much you can just prance over there and do whatever you want, but if it's a fast transition, you want to run straight. That's the fastest I am, is when I'm running straight forward. So you don't want to turn while you're running, and you get me. I think it makes a little bit of sense. But those are the small details again. There's just small details. But I'm telling you guys small details because everybody wants to know the small details. There's no point in hiding the small details. Some coaches, I'll say, like, I remember a few years ago, I asked my coach, I was like, hey, can we work on running when that ball gets moved forward, running that back one, and then also the 70 over the top? He's like, nah, we don't worry about that yet. Like, let's figure out other stuff too, which is fair. It's a fair point, but also, I'm trying to get those. I'm trying to get every single point. I'm trying to get the weird stuff too. And obviously, if you have more and more opportunity for practice, if you have more time for practice, then yeah, of course you can work on that stuff. But some coaches only have you for a specific amount of time, so it's tough. Let's see what happened here, because this is zero options, But this right here is a great example of why 6-spot players should be able to transition over like this, because one touch, and then he just has to send over a free ball because, there's no option. Like Matt Anderson's an option right here, but he just says, no, screw it, I'm putting over a free ball because it's pretty much going to be the same thing. Let's see. If Matt Anderson can... Two things here. If Matt Anderson can set from here over here and set this guy, beautiful, that would be great. If not, then Clevenot needs to transition harder to get himself an opportunity to swing. And like Matt Anderson, if I were him, seeing this guy transition here, and then I hear like high, I'm putting it to the moon. I'm putting it completely to the moon to give Clevenot as much time to transition as possible. Because right there, if you're putting over a ball like this, with no block up there, and it's just defense putting it up, it's a low chance that you're going to get it. And I mean, this is a tough angle for this guy to take a swing at. It would have been a little bit different from over here, but hey, a swing is better than a free ball. So, and that's just facts. That's just facts, man. And back to that like small details type point. I mean, trust your coaches. Humble yourself to your coaches and just listen to them, because first of all, they're doing their best. Okay, you got to trust that they're doing their best. If you can acknowledge that they are doing their best, then you're gonna be in a good spot. And you got to understand that the same as you doing your best is not perfect. Them doing their best is also not perfect. So you got to understand that. But if you disagree with them about something, ask them about it. Be like, hey, maybe I don't understand it as well as you do. Can you explain why I should be doing this, or why you're telling me to get off the net, or like transition harder, or whatever it may be? If you disagree with some, like, why are we running this tempo? Maybe I don't understand it as well. Here's what I think. Let me hear what you think, Have some open dialogue. And if your coach is truly trying to do his best, then, or her best, I'm not sexist, then they're gonna hear you out. They're gonna try and explain their point. They're gonna try and figure out what the most logical explanation is, Jeez, man. And Gabby Garcias is a great serve again. Overpass. Keeping that alive is crazy, though. And then, yeah, he's in the net. Gosh, that's brutal. That's brutal. They keep that alive, but he goes in the net there. That's tough. That's tough. Highlight plays ruined because of that. Good step in by Libero. He's just standing there. Why not? And Matt Anderson just swings straight into the block here. And I feel like this is just a soft transition here, if I'm being completely honest. Like, he's not thinking. Like, if you're in this situation, if you're 23-23 in the fourth set, you could win this game right now. And I see you walking into this ball and not, like, trying to max jump. You should be trying to max jump. Give yourself the absolute best opportunity for it. If I see you do, like, kind of a soft approach, obviously his soft approach is much better than my hard approach, but... And then you swing straight into the block. Come on. What are you thinking, Matt? Come on, man. You're from Buffalo. You know better. Ooh, okay. This is a crazy one. This could get crazy. And he gets OT'd there. Well, maybe not OT'd, maybe field goal, but... Like, if it's late game like that, you got to try and max jump on every single play. Even if you're tired, even if you're, oh my gosh, we just had 3 games earlier today. Like, this is crazy. If it's a late game and it's an elimination game especially, you better be trying to max jump on every single thing you do. Again, right here. I mean, this is a weird situation, but again, he's not max jumping. He's not giving himself the best opportunity he could. And it might only increase your odds of getting a kill by 5%. If it's an elimination game, or if I'm in a final or something like that, I'm freaking taking those 5%, I'm taking every single 0.1% that I can take, every single one that I can get, and like jumping as high as you can on every ball is really, really important. And like, I mean, Clevenot does the same thing here though. Like, it's kind of like a soft approach, It's a soft approach, just trying to kind of chop it. It was a weird ball. He was off the net, whatever. But, I don't know. I mean, let yourself be as athletic as possible, because your athletic peak gives you a higher chance of getting a kill. That's just duh, The more athletic someone is, come on. It's obvious. So, you just got to give yourself a good chance by working hard, working a little harder. Like right here, this jump by the setter looks more athletic than what Matt Anderson's approach was on that ball. And by the way, I'm not just trying to hate on Matt Anderson. I'm a huge fan of Matt Anderson. Like, he's probably one of my favorite volleyball players of all time. But it was a soft approach. Maybe I'm salty from the Olympics. Who knows? Good time, Finn. Good time for that setter to throw it over the top there. Good dive. I like this dive by Lovia. You can't really be too mad if it does that. Like, you made the right move, and it just hits you on the side of the arm. And what they call him, over? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's 8-4. Ball's out. Way out of here. Let's see here. Spin serve. We got missed serves. Holy crap. Late game, too. Everybody's choking. Oh, gosh. Oh, my shoulder. Ooh, hello. Like, right here. This is a hard approach right here by this guy right here. By Gualberto F. He went hard. He's going hard. That's what it requires. If you're trying to win that late game situation, go as hard as possible, man. Like, don't give yourself any slight chance or excuse. You know? Nice serve by Matt Anderson. I mean, not every ball can you swing as hard as possible. But every single ball you can approach as hard as possible. Okay? Like, you can still approach as hard as possible every single time because that's purely mindset. But, like, it's not always smart to swing as hard as possible. That's not what I'm asking. We got 7-14. Michielletto's going to close out this game here, man. 7-14. He's ripping serves. It's not good for you. And he got the touch. This guy got the touch here. It's crazy. He's just swinging for the hands there. Dang, man. That's crazy. It's crazy how little they get the hands sometimes, man. Oof. Let's see the shaping of his hand there. That's brutal. This happens all too much, where it just, like, hits the block. You make the right move. He dives cross, hits the block weird, goes out of bounds. Especially a late game like that. It's tough. Really good game, though. Thanks for watching, guys.